Back in the day, before most people were old enough to even know what a computer was, okay, maybe not that long, say 1999, this was the kind of thing that people ran their businesses on. This was the days before VMware was really a thing and Microsoft operating systems didn't need to phone home so much. What you're looking at here is IBM Netfinity 5000 server. This is one of 4 that I own, and it actually I purchased it from an old client when we decommissioned them. I actually ordered and purchased these things for the client, waited for all the parts to come in, and then 3 or 4 years later, decommissioned them and I bought them. Basically for about $50 a piece. This particular server features the exciting onboard hardware of a pair of dual Pentium 3 700 slot 1 processors, 2 mighty gigabytes of ECC RAM, 5 SCSI hard drives in a hot swap bay connected to an ultra-wide 2 SCSI controller, and this one has the factory DAT drive in it, Seagate 640 DAT drive, which means it's DDS4, and the factory Lite-On 40X CD-ROM drive. And this is all pretty much the original hardware that came as ordered with the computer. What we're going to be doing with this is I'm going to try to repurpose this. I'm actually working on trying to get an OS reloaded. It has currently, and you're going to laugh at this, but it currently has 5 SCSI 17.5 gigabyte drives in a RAID 5 array right now. It's hooked to an IBM Server RAID 3L controller, which is a single channel ultra-wide 2, which means 80 megabytes a second of ripping speed across a total RAID 5 array of about 70 gig. Now, here's the thing about these old servers. Yeah, this thing I wouldn't trust to run a lemonade stand anymore. But here's the neat thing about old servers. For one thing, and I'm trying to do this now, you could repurpose these into a inexpensive, even though rather loud, as you can hear from the fans, maybe retro gaming system. Or you could just use it for servers, or you could actually see what the hardware is like in real life as opposed to what it's like in a virtual machine. This is how things worked. This is how we did it. This stuff ran a multi-million-dollar business, that and its other 3 cousins over there that I have. But the interesting thing about this server is it still runs. It's about 17 years old now, something like that. And the worst thing that's happened to it is it got a little wet on the bottom of the case, and I had to clean some rust off of it, but that's about it. Power supply, 350 watt power supply. Yes, 350 watts, runs 2 Pentium 3 processors, 2 gigs of RAM, 5 hard drives, a DAT, and a CD-ROM. Ha! And you thought that your 500 watt power supply running a GTX 1080 and a couple of SSDs was being taxed. But this is how we did it, guys, and this kind of resets the reality meter, because honestly, this used a lot of power and did a lot of stuff and really didn't have much in the way of performance, not compared to your smartphone. Definitely has more power than this thing right now, I guarantee it, and probably at least more storage. But we're going to be playing around with this, and I'll be showing you more about it. And it's going to be a series. And it's kind of cool to see. It's kind of neat that everything runs and it's working. Right now I'm trying to install Server 2003 on it, which is pretty much it's equivalent to Windows XP. And I'm going to see if I can actually do some stuff with Server 2003 that I would normally do with Windows XP. So... and yes, this is all metal. The only plastic is the front. This thing weighs, just in case, loaded as it is now, probably weighs about, I'd say around 80 pounds. It's heavy. It's not easy to move. It's using the onboard video, but I'm trying some stuff now out here to see what it will and won't take. So follow along and we'll have some fun with this thing. Later.